guys, I'm Tyrone and welcome back to Harrison Family Farm. In today's video, I want to share with you guys how we ended up on our current farm and kind of some of the thought process and things we considered in deciding to do what we did, how we did it. If you guys recall from previous videos, our home is a modular built home, and we currently have our home on our 5 acres of land uh, here in the Midwest of America. And so one of the biggest things, or anyway, let me start even before then. Uh, we previously had animals prior to getting this land, and having land is something that I've always wanted uh, to do and to have, uh, whether it be from seeing my grandparents and other family members that had acreage even far more than what we even have today, and even some that had less, but just having some land and some space to kind of do what you wanted to do. My grandparents always had gardens, and so that was always something I aspired to do. And then at some point in my life, I also had a desire to kind of know where my food came from, particularly the protein. And so there's where the cows came, and Beyonce kind of came from, and things like that. So yeah, in our particular situation, we were able to get our land in a really cool way, in a really unique way. Our county had a program that subsidized vacant lots of land and other properties that the county has taken ownership of, whether it be through kind of tax repossession and other things, deaths and unclaimed land, all kind of different ways. And so one of the ways that they kind of re-enter those pieces of land into the market is either through tax sale, we go to mess with my hand, or by a program they call the land bank. And so the way the program works is the county will give you land that it has, or a lot or a plot of land that it has within its land bank, and in return you have to improve it, and then make that, which in turn for them, their incentive is they get to then tax you on the value of whatever your improvement is. And so with that in mind, there is a certain deadline that you have to reach when doing that. I think we had a year. Yeah, not I think, I know for sure it was a year that we had to get the home built after we had a kind of a conditional ownership of the land. I was going to talk about how one of the reasons why we went with a modular build versus a traditional stick build. But let me start even before then. We were kind of almost forced to go down the route of a modular build, just because when we reached out to builders, Angela in particular did the legwork of doing that, and thank her for that, reaching out to different builders for our project. You know, a lot of times it was just a no off the bat, and that was because they were only wanting to build on one land that they had or that they owned, or only wanting to work with developers that they worked. They weren't doing like projects for individuals like her and I. And so when we kept looking, one of the options that we landed upon was a modular built home. And so we were able to find a contractor that was a few contractors that were fairly local. You know, they weren't directly in Kansas City, but they were definitely in the metro area and the surrounding cities. And so able to go out, look at talk with them, meet with them, and look at some of the options that they had. They had models available for us to see. And so we went, I think on a couple occasions, even taking the kids at times and just getting a feel for what we wanted or whatever the case may be. And so I say all that to say that one of the perks about having or going the option or the route of a modular was that the timing. The thing about the modular is that it is built off-site, so it is built in almost, artificial environment, if you will. It's built indoors, so they don't have any have to deal with like the elements, no weather or anything like that. Every day is the perfect day for building, when it's indoors, whatever the case may be. And so that allows for uninterrupted production. And so I think they were able to complete our house, I think it was like 90 days, I want to say, or something crazy like that. Like, I know you guys recall in previous videos, you've heard me talk about us waiting for the house to be delivered, and then waiting for it to be set. And so the house had been completed. It was just sitting in storage at the manufacturer's warehouse. And so yeah, they were able to, like, you know, if your site work is done and you're ready to receive the home, it's a really process. At least it was for us. I only can speak for our experience. So, but yeah, it was for us, and so that was really cool. Uh, and so that was a big determining factor in it as well. And then I'm just looking at my notes. I kind of wrote some notes down for a change. That's so unlike me, right? And so talked about the timing, the pricing. Also, I think for us, we found it to be a really good value. I'll say it. The price point versus the amenities that we believe that we got, or that we found value in and getting. Like, one of the things that was really nice to us was the kitchen area, the pantry area, our bedroom area, things like that. Even the openness of the floor plan overall, and even just some of the what I want to say, modern additions that are there, like whether it be the appliances or whatever the case may be. We thought we were able to get those for a reasonable price, even be under or below what you would pay in buying a house that has been previously owned with comparable amenities. And so that was really cool too. Let me see, what else was it? And it was also with going the modular route, you open the door to customization to some degree. Like, there is a basic layout for some. At least it was in our case. There was a basic layout, but we even made ours a little bit larger. We were able to extend it. There's a lot of other things that you can do as well. Like, for instance, we have a basement. You don't necessarily have to have a basement. And there's yeah, tons of things you can do, tons of modifications that you're able to do, customization that you're able to do. They have them in multiple stories as well. It doesn't have to be ranch style like ours. And so the mailman scared the goat. They were out walking around on the driveway. But yeah, so that was another thing too. And I talked about the builders and how we were just way under their threshold for wanting to. If we weren't doing at least like $700,000 to $1 million home, they really weren't interested for a single individual. And I get it, because with the crews that they have and the people that they have to employ, like, to do just our home was probably not realistic for them. And also, when I talk about pricing, know that I'm talking about base price. And that's just the home. That doesn't include any utility work, and that doesn't include any site work that I'm talking about. So when I talk about it being reasonable, I'm talking about just the home itself, and what they would be selling you from the what do you want to call it, from the contractor, as far as the home. Are you having a good time, buddy? But yeah, and then also, again, I put that same caveat or that same disclaimer when I talk about the timing. I'm just talking about the manufacturing of the home timing. Like, that's when I talk about that advantage, because again, with that on-site work can delay you, as it did with us. So just be mindful of that. I just want to be transparent in what I'm talking about. Yeah, and so with our desire to have land, I'll go back to what I was talking about. With our desire to have land, getting this piece of land through the land bank was important to us, and so being able to complete it within a timely manner, a modular home was a good option for us. As well, he's scratching against the stoop. Silly. So yeah, that was helpful to us as well. And yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. What I'm thinking about doing here is kind of creating a mini series and covering some of the things that took place during the build process, as we have now completed, and kind of look back and some of the thought processes that go through that, and just analyzing what that experience was like, the outcome of that experience. I know I haven't offered much of a home update in a while, and definitely a few months. And so just giving you guys, or kind of recapping and shedding light on what that experience was like for us, and yeah, and how pleased we are with it, and things to look out for, whatever the case may be. So yeah, just wanted to add that in there. But yeah, guys, be sure to let me know down in the comments if there's some topics that you want to be sure that I cover. If there's some questions that you might have that I can cover in this little series that I'm thinking about doing, or that I am going to do. So yeah, be sure to share that with me. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace. Oh, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, share. We're still on our journey to 1,000, so be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.